their own destruction for giving you the shit that they worked for. Because God don't need no fucking money, yo. I ain't seen God buying no underwear in Walmart, yo. You know what I'm talking about? Like, God wouldn't have sales with me buying groceries, nigga. So what the fuck you gonna do with my dollars? That entity don't need no fucking money. It's all knowing, all seeing, everywhere. Like, it is what the fuck it needs. What the fuck it needs my little shit for?
Man, so what's the solution for, like, for instance, what you think your solution, not a solution, but what do you suggest people that's on the fence right now with Christianity or whatever organized religion that they're in? If they're on the fence right now, what is there anything that you would say, hey, read this or do this or do that to kind of get them on the path for freedom and knowing that?
The first thing I would tell them is just take time and step away from everything. Shut everything off about those things. Step completely away from them. Disassociate yourself 100% and get to a place of being, where you're alone. Not lonely, but alone, where you can actually sit down and get some guidance from what is the true essence of the universe on what direction you should go in and where you should be.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just, you can aimlessly find interest in things and search them out for yourself, because these interests are not actually aimless, because you can learn little things along the way, no matter what it is you're reading or you're into, that help your journey in understanding that all my life everybody been telling me there's only one way to God. I got to accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and personal Savior.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a true reality. When you look at other cultures and other so-called, gods that have existed alongside this Jesus entity that they keep giving you.
Gotcha.
You have to just get to a place where you're not going to be led by anybody else anymore. Get to a place where you're free enough to search out those things that give you interest, that spark the questions in you, to help you find a real tangible solution to what you're looking for. Not hope, not faith, but a real sense of calm. Because through study, that's the only way I became, I was looking and searching, like, just calm. You don't have to look for something that that already exists within you.
So you were searching for something that was like at that, because I hear what you're saying, because when I left the church, I was searching for something that can replace the church. I was still looking for church, but outside of the church. You understand?
A different version. You're looking for a different. I was looking for a different version of something to replace what I felt like I had lost.
So what you're suggesting is, hey, look, step away from everything, because you're gonna go.
Yes.
It's almost like this, man. If I get out of a relationship with somebody, and I'm unhappy in that relationship, if I get in one right after, it's gonna be a rebound and it won't work out. Because I'm gonna be looking for the same qualities in that person that I left the other person. Even though I left that person because what I don't like about him, but I'm gonna be looking for the same qualities in him that in the last person I left, and that was the reason why I left the last person. You know what I mean? So, and that most jump offs, most of those rebound relationships don't work. I got to go to a bunch of them, or I got to be alone for a long time before I find that right one. You know what I mean?
You need to. That's why there's a necessity in that. Yourself, center yourself, find yourself. Now, self is an entity to me that doesn't really exist because you can't really see it, but that's the essence of who you actually are. That's the spirit or the energy that is behind those eyes when you look at yourself in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
That's the person you got to be the most true to and the most honest with.
Mm-hmm.
That energy is what is connected to the infinite energy or the infinite source that is. You know what I mean? The rest of it is just superficial shit.
Think about this, bro. How can you trust somebody else, and how can anybody else trust you when you don't trust yourself? And the only way you're gonna trust yourself is if you know yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta know, you gotta get to know who you are before you go out and try to give yourself to somebody else.
Man, can you say that again? Because that is so powerful.
Man, I don't even know
That
what I
is powerful.
said. But
Darren, that
I
was
mean,
so powerful though. If you,
it's the truth.
it's a
I
fact.
don't.
You have got
Yeah,
to know yourself, man. Your self knowledge, your ability to know, like I don't need to be around this, so I'm not going to be around it. I don't need to go over here because I know that this is going to cause me this type of emotional distress or problem. If you don't know how you're going to be in situations or how you're going to deal with people when things come up, you're not of any value to anybody. You're just out here responsive. Like,
yeah.
and to me, no man or woman that is operating from a God-like place should be reactive. You should always be proactive in the things that you do.
Mhm.
Always proactive. Meet things head on instead of allowing them to catch up to you. When I say being proactive, if you know this thing is coming, why duck, hide, and shun from it when you can just stand up to it? Right, wrong, or indifferent, win, lose, or draw, still meet that shit with the same energy that you was out here doing shit with, bro.
Head on.
Don't shun from it. Head on. Because any way you look at it, you're going to have to deal with it. Either you can have the right energy and meet it in a positive way, ready for it, or you can do it in a self-defeating way where it deals with you. Any way it go, you got to fucking deal with it. You can't run from the fucking problem.
Yep.
And I mean, and a lot of times, like, we don't want to. There's a responsibility, bro, that comes with being free. You know what I'm saying? From the rules, from the dogma, from the restrictions, and I don't want people to get it twisted when I say from restrictions. Like, I believe in living a lawful, principled life. I believe in living a ma'ashim lifestyle. Like, I don't do anything to anybody of ill intent. Everything that I ever say or do is always with the intent of trying to give you the best of whatever you ask me for at that time. It might come across, I might sound upset, I might sound mean, I might not be in a tone of voice that might be acceptable to you, but if you ever take the words that come out of my mouth and just take those for what the fuck they are, you could actually get some life out of that. Stop being petty in your feelings about shit and just listen to what someone is actually saying. Not the tone of voice they're talking to you in. Listen to the words that they're saying, because they might use the word ignorant. They're not calling you ignorant. They're saying your actions are ignorant. Ignorant only means a lack of knowledge. It don't mean that you're stupid, really. It just means that you're operating from a place that is not intelligent. So don't be in your feelings. You know, like little things like that trigger people off to all of a sudden not hearing what you're saying. Like, you have to just get past yourself in that aspect. Like, that's why you can know yourself. Knowing yourself knows what you can and cannot take.
I mean, I can't get away from that. I can't get. I mean, it kind of going back to my
it's the most valid statement, bro, in the history of mankind. Knowing thyself.
Yeah, you know yourself, man. You get to know. And well, the other thing is to enjoy getting to know yourself. I was gonna text you the other day, and I was gonna tell you it was. I think it was on a Saturday. And I went to the coffee shop to get some work done. You know, I like going to coffee shops doing some stuff.
Yeah.
And basically, man, I had church. When I mean that in a way of I was ministered to, meaning from within myself. I write down what I like to do is whenever I have an impulse or I have like some type of what do you call it? How do we say this?
Like an inkling, like something stirs you, motivates you to do a particular thing.
There you go. Yeah. Exactly. So I had that, and I'm sitting there writing out nuggets. I couldn't even write them out. I couldn't write fast enough because they were there, and I felt like I hadn't felt that way in a long time. Because I used to feel like that going to church. You understand? I said feeling. I hadn't felt that way. Yeah. And I only thought I could get that feeling from going to church and listen to a man speak the word to me. But whenever I started embracing, when we started talking about knowing ourselves, I started enjoying. I was always dabbling into it, but I started enjoying listening to myself. I started enjoying, because that's enough. We don't need to read another book in our fucking life. We already
No.
got the answers within us, and if we don't know them, if we dig deep inside, it's within our being. We gonna
Those
find out where to go on
those
the outside
answers
to
will
go get
come
it.
up. They will come. They will come up, bro. They will be answered. You will get a solution. You just have to
Yeah,
know how you operate. Know how to
exactly. For instance,
use yourself to your advantage.
for example, for instance, I don't know calculus. I can't
Right.
find calculus within myself. So basically, what I need to do is go within myself to find out. Instead of me going in the outside, let me find calculus. Let me dig within myself first, and then myself will help me find out where I can find calculus on the outside of myself. But going back to what I was saying, I had a great time right now in Nuggets, and basically being self-directed. I'm tired of looking at, not tired, I don't think I'm ever going to stop, but it's just that we as, in this generation, you're thinking about 15 years ago, 10, 15, if you had a problem, let me go buy a book on it. Now it's, let me go YouTube it. Let me go listen to this sermon. Let me go this, going on the outside of ourselves. I'm really embodying this shit about, let me dig within myself, because I got all the fucking answers already. I already know them. I just got to, there's a few simple things I need to change in my life versus me trying to change 50,000 different things. Number one, I'm doing that. And number two, I'm enjoying who I am. I'm enjoying getting to know myself. Fuck, I love the way I'm made, the way I was, the color I am, my height, the way I talk, all my quirks. I'm enjoying who the fuck I am because I'm unique. You know what I mean? So,
Yo, there's
that's
only
part of
one
getting to
you,
know
man.
yourself.
That's the part of it, man. Enjoying and embracing the good and the bad of all of who you are. Changing what
Yep.
you don't like, embracing what you do like, and living the fullness of it. Like,
The goodness
with no
and the bad.
apologies. With
Yep.
no apologies. Because you can only do what you can do. Like, you're in control of this. So, if you don't like the way you speak, you can change that. If you don't like the way
Mhm.
you look in today's time, you can change that. If you don't
Mhm.
like that you don't save money, you can change that. These are all things that you are in control of that you don't take no outsider to do. Like, we've given away so much of our power looking and searching
Yep.
for outside things that are already right there within you. They just don't give you the keys to these things.
Mm-mm. No, man.
And
We,
and
like you
and,
said,
and
we give up so
the
much
biggest
power.
thing on your time is silence, bro.
Yep.
You
No,
can
you're
be in
right.
the
You're
mid,
right.
you can be amongst chaos in outside world and in the most blissful place in the world in your own thinking.
Mhm.
Anything I've been to basketball games where my body is physically there and I'm not paying no more attention to that what's going on than anything, and I paid to be there
Yep.
because I have other things
You.
going on in my own world. I'm sitting there typing notes on the phone. Like you said, I'm in church all of a sudden. I may have been inspired by something that I saw or something that I heard. And all of a sudden it's taking me from where I am right now and putting me in
Mhm.
another space in time,
Mhm.
but I'm still physically sitting there, like, inspired. Like, I
Yep.
feel like once I know myself can talk, it has a voice, one that I'm not afraid of. Because if you're
Yep.
hearing outside voices telling you, giving you commands and shit, you a schizophrenic. And you need to go put on a white jacket and sit in a padded fucking room.
You ain't lying, nigga. You got some type of outside influence. That damn. But like what
You
you
got a
just
mental
said, for that.
disorder. You can get a check for that shit.
Yeah. I mean, think about the nigga that started. I mean, we go back to the what do you call it? What's that? The Mormons. This nigga was like a 15-year-old kid. This nigga high on drugs and he writing the whole religion. Them niggas still following that shit. These niggas was influenced by something else and we following that shit. It's the same thing that religion takes. I mean, they were influenced by something else. They did something crazy and wacky and created
Yeah.
religion to control everybody. But you think about this. The niggas that write music, they do the same shit. They hypnotize you. Them niggas go into the hip hop music, most of them go into the studio, they get high, they get drunk, they get whatever, motherfucker make music. Rock and roll, same thing. Soul, R&B, all the niggas are under the influence of something that talks to us. Like they gotta get outside themselves to get to the
In order
quote unquote truth.
in order to create something
Exactly. Out of the
of
ordinary.
value, they have to get out of, in order to do something extraordinary, they have to do some extraordinary things. Things that might be frowned upon by everybody else, but that's why they are who they are, because they're willing to take the trip
Yep.
to
I
get
got
to
you.
where they want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like some people,
going back,
people frown upon the use of these different substances, but when you look at voodoo and witchcraft, things that the church frowned upon, that they still use in principle and theory, you know, like those things have relevance. They have power behind them.
Hold that thought. I want to interject real quick. I don't think, and and we can get back on this another time, but I don't think that using a substance is wrong, because those substances, that everything that's on this earth we have control of. I think the abuse of the substance is wrong. Now, I mean, that's different substances out there. I would not condone people fuck with.
That's all. I agree with you on that. I mean, I mean, everything. What did the Bible say? Everything God made was good, huh?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, heroin and stuff like that, it's a whole different story behind that. But they probably start off at
if you use heroin in the right context, it's not a terrible drug. If I use, if it's used properly, it is not a terrible drug.
That drug was what was it supposed to be used for? Hey, there you go. There you go.
I don't know. I have no clue what was the sole purpose of the creation of heroin. I don't have a clue.
Opioids. I mean, for pain and stuff like that. So if you use it for a certain, I mean, for that reason, yes, it's kind of like it's the same fucking thing, the same principle with money. If you using money to kill niggas, was money bad? You know what I mean? But if you use that same money you built this church with. So it's the same thing. It's how you use that thing, how you use it. I think, again, going back to the substance thing, the substance, if you use it, people came up with great ideas because of substance. But go ahead. You keep going, whatever you said, nigga. Hopefully you remember.
No. I'm listening. People did come up with great ideas. Some of your great, like you said, some of your greatest music, some of your greatest poems, your literature, all of these things were done under the influence, bro. Not under the influence of whatever made them, took them to the place that they can dive into themselves enough to bring this up.
Exactly, bro. So, man, what do you want to say on ending this thing, man? We coming up on an hour right now. I mean, anything that you want to say to bookmark this thing off, because we covered a lot of stuff here.
Well, I want to say that, you know, the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is to just get to a quiet place and really start doing an emotional checkup on yourself. You know, how do you feel? Are you happy? How can I change how can I change it if I'm not? Knowing yourself will help you relate better to your spouse, your children, your parents, your siblings, your job. It's just the biggest asset that you have at your fingertips and that you can use to your advantage. Like, take the time out every day to just love on yourself and get to know yourself. Because if you don't do that, it has the potential to be able to spiral out of control into every other thing that goes on in your life.
Man, I think, just to expound on what you said, I think that same thing. Once you get to know yourself, you deeply, because it's a constant thing. It's an everyday evolving thing, because you keep changing. So once
there's no finality either. Like, let's get to that place. Like, there is no landing point. There's no finality to it, because you're a growing, evolving being. Okay,
exactly.
So there's no finality. You're going to consistently have to, you know, do this cleaning, this introspective look of, you know, like, am I operating to my full potential? Am I being who I'm supposed to be to me and to the people around me? You know what I mean? Like, am I doing the best I can do financially? You know what I mean? Like, all of these things play a part in knowing who you are, because you want to be the best version of yourself possible, because you only get one fucking shot at this. One.
Yep.
Why settle on being less than the best?
And I think once you do that, then all of a sudden you'll start seeing things that start being more answers. You're going to get more answers to your questions that you have about life. But also, this world is going to start being it's going to be a playground for you, versus somewhere where you don't want to be.
Versus a prison.
It's going to start opening up for you. You're going to start seeing things that you didn't think. Okay, now things are going to start working at your advantage. but you got to get to know yourself first before you see that shit. You know what I mean? That's my
Because
thought.
everything
That's
in
my
this world works on relationship, bro. Everything, most of the things in this world work on relationship, not based off of intelligence or knowledge. You know what I mean? It's like, the people that created Microsoft, like they went to college together, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Relationship, or they didn't finish college, they went to college together. They met each other. You know, it's relationships that grow and make things what they are. If you don't know yourself, how could you have a healthy relationship to even get to the expected end that you want?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Exactly.
Like knowing yourself allows you to get the fullest potential from everything that you're doing.
Yep.
Everything, man. Like it's so important. Knowing yourself knows what you're capable of. It's making yourself smart enough to say, I don't know. Let me find out.
Yep. Being vulnerable.
I'm running from
you
it.
know?
I don't know. Let